Hey, we're back on the water today. My buddy Colin again. And we are going to try for some splake. It's Easter Sunday. Sorry for the shaky camera, but operator error. Anyway, it's Easter Sunday. It's about 4 degrees at the moment, a little chilly. It's supposed to rain later today. That net might become a bit of a pain in the butt. I may have to fix where I put that. We're going to get out and give it a shot. So hopefully next time I turn this on, it's us fighting a fish. It'd be easier if it wasn't quite so windy. Nice. I haven't marked a lot of fish. Not very big. Splake. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Woo! Blue and silver. Yep. Pal of blue and silver. Yeah. Yep. What was that? Oh, it's nice eating size. It's dinner. It'll do. Throw it in the cooler. This reminds me right now. I can just make it so this is what we hear. Ow. Ow. Let's fish in the cooler. Woohoo! of what I was doing when I caught this fish, was heading back to where I saw you.
I was getting tired of fighting
Yeah, the wind is a bit of a bugger. It's not. It's better on this shore.
yeah, I figured if I paddled up the shore, then I could just go across and drift down.
Hi everyone, Webhead here. I thought I'd take a second to show you what I was using the last time I was out fishing, so you don't have to try and figure out what I'm doing while I'm reeling in the fish. So what I was using are snap weights and a 5-inch Rapala style bait, a minnow body bait. Prior to that, I was using a soft body bait. I didn't have as much luck with that, and I ended up losing it on bottom, so I switched. So the only splake of the day that we got came off of this, a couple of bass, a couple of nice pike. Didn't really figure it out till the second half of the day, and the fish didn't really turn on. Water was 42, between 41 and 42 degrees Fahrenheit, which is still pretty cold. It's Easter Sunday when we were filming this fishing trip. I don't have any front video because my front video mount stopped working. It got really loose, was falling all over. So unfortunately, all we got is the Verb video from behind, which has a terrible mic, so you won't be able to hear anything. But at least you'll see a little bit, you'll see some fish, and I'll show you what I was using. So this is the actual lure I was using. It's a Smithic Rogue, very similar to a Rapala minnow. I like the action on these better, and I do better with them. This is my go-to lure for brown trout on Lake Ontario. It works well for splake. Apparently bass and pike like it as well. You'll notice the front hook's off here. I took that off after the first fish. I usually take them off on these type of baits anyway. It's not necessary. The fish usually, if they bite in the middle, get the middle hook. If they bite at the back, get the back hook. It just tangles in your net and hooks you in the thumb. So I like to take those off. I usually upsize the hook. This one, however, doesn't. It has a standard hook on it. And then in this one, I changed the back to a single, make it a little easier to get it out of the fish and out of the net. I've got this rigged up on 10-pound test. I actually like just straight mono. I don't like fluorocarbon for this style of lure. Fluorocarbon tends to be stiffer, which will rob some action from the lure. I'm not using a clip. I'm tied direct to a split ring that's attached to the nose of the lure, so there's lots of action and one less thing for the fish to see. I find that works really well. So we had that paired with the snap weight. Snap weights, you can buy a kit of these. It's about 50 bucks, I think, on Amazon to buy them. They come with an OR 18, I believe it is, clip. If you look carefully in that clip, you'll see a pin right in the very middle of the pad. That's the type of clip that you want, and you want to make sure your line runs on the back side of that pin so that the line can't slip out. The other thing we do with these to stop the line from slipping out is I make a loop in my line, and I clip the line behind that pin, as I said earlier, in that loop, so I'm getting doubled up. And then I take the line, tighten it down on the jaw. Now make sure it comes across the middle of the back, not in behind the jaw, or you won't be able to get it off. And that helps you get it down to bottom. Usually what I do is I'll cast out, so the lure's out about 50 feet or so. Then I'll snap the snap weight on, and then when I'm moving exceptionally slowly, I'll drop the snap weight to bottom, and then I'll reel it up a couple of 5 reels or so. That keeps it just off bottom, and then when I slow down, it'll swing almost to bottom. The lure, actually, these are a floating style lure, so while this is here, the lure is actually above it. It'll keep your lure out of the snags usually, although I did lose a couple lures yesterday doing this. This usually stays above and they float. If you slow down, this will sink to bottom or close to bottom, and this will go down and stop moving. Sometimes that'll trigger hits. Works well with the kayak because you're constantly changing speed anyway. Although I will say the Perception Piscador drive system is really smooth. I was able to go over 3 miles an hour into the wind, no problem, which was too fast. I was trying to stay around 2 miles an hour, which is where I seem to have the most luck. Now, the nice thing with this over a 3-way system is it doesn't interfere with reeling in the fish. You've got this up, your lure's 50 feet away. When you get close to the boat, just lift your rod tip, swing it in. You'll see me do that in the video. And then when you have tension on both sides, when you just pop the jaws, that comes right off. But it won't fall off until you do that. They work really, really well. Anyway, there's my hint for the day. A little bit of my technique. Hopefully you can get something out of that. Maybe that'll work for you. It's multi-species, like I said. I use this very similar system for walleye. Works very well for them. And in fact, that's where the snap weight, I believe, originated from. I know guys use them in the fall with bigger baits for walleye all the time. I also use them with soft body baits, which I can show you here. This is actually how I started the day, was using one of these. Now, these will sink, obviously, but this will help you get it down, and then you have to maintain your speed so it doesn't sink to bottom. These work really well for walleye, smallmouth, and pike. This one's hit a few pike, as you may be able to tell. I suspect it would work well for splake, and it's actually what I started with at the beginning of the day. After snagging bottom, I lost the lure and I switched to the smitic. So it might work, but it was a slow morning. We had a really tough time in the morning catching anything. Anyway, good luck out there. Hope to see you on the water.